G'day team, quicker video today on one motioning the Atlas stones. I'm going to do a few reps and let you know why you should be doing these in your program and also how to do it.
Alright, so first off guys, the reason why it's great to warm up with one motion Atlas stones is for explosiveness. So you can't be lazy with these. Even with me, this is like a 50 kilo stone warming up here, and it forces you to accelerate through the movement. It forces you to reach higher maybe than you would normally if you were warming up. So you'll feel your glutes, you'll feel your forearms, you should feel your lats, just wakes things up a little bit. So very similar to why I always recommend warming up with Vipers when you're doing your log press sessions. I really believe you should warm up with one motion Atlas stones. Here's me doing it in a competition. It's about, from memory, a 90 kilo stone. So another reason why you might want to do this in your warm-ups is because if you're ever doing lighter stones, a stone run, this is training for, I was training for the Arnold or something here, so you can see some one motion stones there. So it's also great because you might have to do this in competition. Now I just did a competition which had very heavy stone to shoulder, and every session for me started with warming up the stones one motion, and that proved to be great for me. I added 20 kilos to my stone to shoulder and I won that event, being the only under 80 to get the 130 up to the shoulder. So here I am doing extensions. You don't even have to set up the yoke. This is something that you can do if you want to practice stones more often. Because you'll be using a lighter weight, this is something that you can do on a, not a rest day, I should say, just on a secondary day. You can do Atlas stones one day and then some light stone extensions the next day.
Okay, so there's a couple reasons why you should be doing one motion stones in your program. And now here's a little bit of a how-to.
All right guys, so as far as the how-to, I'm exaggerating here, that we really want to get the stone to the belly or sternum as early as possible. So using your lats, you're going to row it into the body, hold it there, and then extend, okay? So it's a great way to train the lats and feel your lats, which help with the pickup on a stone. So see that, and then lean back. Make sure you make contact with the belly, the stone makes contact, and then up fast, in that order. Here's a front-on view. Now, for smaller athletes, particularly girls lifting smaller stones and guys lifting smaller stones, particularly small guys lifting small stones, you can see there's a big gap there. The bigger the stone gets and the bigger you are, the less that this matters. So this is another reason why if you're a smaller athlete, lightweight athlete, not in the open categories, you're gonna have to train a little bit different to the bigger guys and bigger girls. You've got to keep that in mind. We have different bodies and we're lifting different size things. This one here's an example of what not to do. I left it down low. See how I didn't row that? I'll play it again. I didn't row it into the body. See how it's down low? Now that's technically a one motion stone, but that's not what we're trying to do, okay? So don't do that. Here's a slow-mo in training. See how I get it early? You got to row it, and you can see, because I'm nice and lean there, you can see the lats and what they're doing. See the low lats, how it's getting into the body, and then lean back. Take a look at your videos, guys. Make sure it looks like that. Here's the heaviest I've gone, 110 with a belt, a little bit of tacky on, I think. I reckon I could do 120 with a bit of training. So it is something that you can also aim to increase your max on.
So in conclusion, guys, I reckon the one motion Atlas stone should be in your warm-up every time you do Atlas stones. Tall people will benefit because if you're always training to 1.2 meters, if you're a taller person, from what I've seen, is you're going to be cutting your extension short. So use the extensions that I was showing in the video where you're not loading it over anything, just getting it up as high as possible. Shorter people, it can really help you because it can teach you to be patient under a heavier load. Neurologically, you should be using a pretty lightish weight, 70% of your max stone or something like that. So it's not going to be taxing, it's not going to wreck you for your Atlas stone session. If anything, it'll just wake you up, help you feel the body, open up the hips, squeeze the glutes, should feel your lats. There really is no downside to doing it at all, especially if you're doing it well. Make sure that you're rowing it into your sternum or belly. Much easier on the biceps than if it's hanging down too low. And they're my Atlas stone tips. And I mean, what do I know? Aussie record holder, 170 kilos, as a short ass, lightweight little human. So take my tips for what it's worth. All right, see you guys.